A very good morning, my dear students. Hope you enjoyed your holidays as well as your homework, notes, project, assignment, everything you have done it very well. So before summer vacation, I have started chapter 4, but it was not fully completed. So once again today, I would like to teach this chapter for more clarity and it will be very helpful for you. So our chapter 4 is pollination, and in this chapter, we are going to learn about parts of a flower, types of flowers, that is bisexual and monosexual flowers, process of pollination, ways of pollination, that is self-pollination and cross-pollination. So first we should know about the flowers. What is flowers? Flowers perform a very important function for the plant. Most of the plants produce flowers of different colors and scents in different seasons. They grow on small bushes, large trees, or small herbs. Plants produce flowers to make seeds. Flowers give rise to fruit with seeds in it, and new plants grow from seeds. So flowers are the reproductive organs in flowering plants. Here you can see the picture of parts of a flower, which is divided in two sections, pistil and stamen. A flower has four main parts, that is calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, and the arranged in holes in the flowers are called thalamus. And this is the pictures. This picture I have made parts of flower, and this part is called the thalamus of the flower. And first we learn about the calyx. What is calyx? This is the outermost hole of a flower, and this part is called calyx. This is the outermost hole of a flower, and this is called calyx. It consists of a green leaf-like structure called sepals, and this is the part of sepal. It protects the flower in the bud stage and the inner part of the flower in the later stage. There may be 5 or more sepals in a flower. The second roll of a flower is called corolla, and it consists of a set of brightly colored leaf-like structure called petals. This is the picture of petals. Petals may produce different scents to attract insects towards the flowers. The third roll of a flower is called androecium, and it is a collection of stamen. And remember, stamen is a male reproductive parts of a flower. Each stamen comprises two parts, that is anther and filament. Filament is a long slender stalk of a stamen, and anther is a present of the tip of a filament. Anther produce dust-like particles called pollen grains, and pollen grain contains the male gametes or male reproductive cells. Now we'll come to know about gynoecium. This is the innermost hole of the flower. It is usually located at the center of a flower. This is the structure of gynoecium. It comprises three main parts, that is stigma, style and ovary. Gynoecium is a female reproductive parts of a flower. This is the picture of ovary and ovules. A flower may or may not possess both male or female reproductive parts. On the basis, they are classified as bisexual and monosexual flower. That is types of flowers, bisexual and monosexual flowers. What is bisexual flowers? Some flowers have both a stamen and a pistil. That means male and female gametes both. And such flowers are called bisexual flowers. Bisexual flowers have all four holes. Some common examples of bisexual flowers are hibiscus, tulip, etc. Monosexual flowers. What is monosexual flowers? Some flowers have only one reproductive part, either stamen or pastils, and such flowers called monosexual flowers. The flowers that have only stamens as their reproductive parts are called male flowers, and the flowers that have only pastils and as their reproductive parts are called female flowers. And the flowers of watermelon, pumpkin, cucumber, papaya are some examples of monosexual flowers. We will come to the next topic, and it is very important topic, that is pollination. Pollination is essential for the production of seed. The transfer of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma of flower is called pollination. Let's learn about the process of pollination. What is process of pollination? The male gametes are present in the pollen grain that are placed inside the anther, and the female gametes are present in the ovules contained in the ovary. And to reach to the ovules, pollen grain must fall on the stigma and to the flower. And in this way, the male and female gametes are come in contact with each other for reproduction. There are mainly two ways of pollination. That is, first is self-pollination and second cross-pollination. So first I'll explain about the self-pollination. Transfer of pollen grains from the anther of one flower to the stigma of the same flower or of another flower present on the same plant is called self-pollination, and self-pollination is commonly seen in peanuts, orchid and peas. Cross-pollination, when the pollen grains from the anther of one flower are transferred to the stigma of another flower present on a different plant of the same kind, the process is called cross-pollination. This type of pollination requires carriers or agents such as insects, birds, wind and water. Cross-pollination occurs in most of the flowering plants. Insects and wind are the main agents of cross-pollination. Some common examples of cross-pollination are apples, maple and tulips. So your pollination chapter is over, and once again we'll meet soon with the next chapter. Thank you.